It's a great privilege for me to be here and to be able to talk to you guys. It's our first virtual exhibition that we are launching at the Breitenbach Arts Centre in Wellington of our prison artists that we've come a long way with ever since 2015. Yes, I would like to thank the Breitenbach Centre for allowing us this awesome opportunity for the prisoners to be able to showcase their work to the public.
Ek wil Marieke Kruger en die kunstenaars wat saamgewerk het, eerstens baie gelukwens met hierdie ongelooflike, hartroerende en aangrypende uitstalling. Ek het 'n paar jaar gelede toe ek gewerk het aan my boek Strafjaart, het ek 'n polsmoor navorsing gedoen en ek was aangegryp deur die idee daarvan dat gevangenes in Suid-Afrika nog nie werklik die begrip van genesing toepas nie, maar dit eerder gaan oor straf. En daarom is projekte soos hierdie en sulke inisiatiewe soos wat Marieke onderneem het, van so waardevolle belang, want dit dui daarop dat ons erns neem met genesing en om te rehabiliteer en dan dat kuns kan transformeer, dat dit die ek kan verhef en kan terugeis na wie die persoon is. So ek het die voorreg gehad om met Marieke saam te werk, wat my ingeneem het in 'n groep met die naam Imbado, wat in Xhosa beteken 'n groep mans wat by mekaar sit en wat praat met mekaar, en hulle eie manlikheid konfronteer en kwessies soos manlike giftigheid uitdaag op 'n baie robuuste manier. Nou, hierdie kunswerke en natuurlik die titel suggereer klaar dit wat fisies binne en buite is, binne die gevangenis en dit wat buite is. Maar dit dui ook op verskillende ander vlakke en dit wil verskillende dinge konfronteer. En die eerste daarvan is natuurlik die verskriklike eb, die stroom tussen dit wat binne is en dit wat buite die gevangenis is. En dat 'n mens meegesleer word, dat jy soos 'n stroom ingetrek word in die maalkolk van geweld en dat jy nie daar kan uitkom nie. En dit is in my navorsing het dit ook getoon, dat ek agtergekom dat dit nie dikwels gaan oor hoeveel mense in die gevangenis eindig nie, maar dat dit kommerwekkend is hoeveel mense oor en oor in gevangenis eindig. En hierdie kunswerke wil juis dit stuit. Dit wil daarop dui dat ek standpunt inneem, dat ek myself wil vernuwe, dat ek myself transformeer. So dit dui absoluut op die transformatiewe krag van die kunste. Maar wat die kunswerke verder vir my doen is dit wat op die kantlyn staan van die samelewing, op mense wat vergete is, op die individu wat gesondig is, wat gestraf word, wat met hierdie uitsonderlike kunswerke en met hulle uitsonderlike talent in die sentrum kom staan van die kyker en wat jou as kyker uitdaag en wat vir jou sê, hier is ek met my verlede, stap ek in 'n toekoms in, kyk na my, ek wil na gekyk word, en dit is waar die krag van hierdie kunswerke lê. Dit eis 'n plek op in die sentrum van die samelewing. Dit wil raak gesien word. Dit eis die ek op. Wie is ek? Wat is ek? En dit speel natuurlik ook in op die vraag rondom afwesigheid en teenwoordigheid. Nie net is dit die geval dat soveel mense in gevangenis beland, omdat daar 'n afwesige ouer was, of ouers, ouerfigure wat afwesig is en dit bygedra tot mense wat in die gevangenis eindig nie, maar ook afwesig is in hulle eie lewe, dat dit mense is wat dikwels nie mindful leef nie. En hierdie werke wil juist die teenoorgestelde sê, dit wil die tentativiteit van bestaan wil dit opskort, dit wil sê, hier is ek in ink opgeteken, en dat ek teenwoordig is in my eie lewe en teenwoordig is in wie en wat ek is en my identiteit terugeis. Ek wil nogmaals baie geluk sê met hierdie ongelooflike kunswerke. Dit doen alles wat goeie kuns moet doen. Dit onthits, dit gee vir jou ongelooflike materiaal om na te dink. Dit is, die skoonheid daarvan is oorweldigend. En dit is werke wat 'n mens tot lank sal bybly. En ek is ongelooflik trots op wat met hierdie werke vermag is.
We started this project in 2015. I started off with one of the wardens there, Mr. Marieke Kruger, that was in charge of the sports and recreation at Drakensberg Correctional Services.
Hi, my name is Marieke Kruger. I work for the Department of Correctional Services. I've been involved with Offender Formal Arts Program for the past 7 years, managing and coordinating the program. We've had about roughly 70 offenders in our program since the past 7 years. Some of them already released, joining the Outsiders prison group, doing their arts while they are on parole, and the others still inside, incarcerated within our centers. And this program has been running smooth at 2 centers, at Drakensberg and at Ellendale, both centers situated in Paul, Boland area. I've seen offenders growing tremendously. I've seen people knowing nothing about art that finds their talent and showcase their talents at various exhibitions with great success. I've seen offenders that's already involved in art that has got some artistic background, just empowering them and taking them to higher standards, elevating their levels of art through the help of the arts teacher Marieke Kruger. She's been involved for the whole 7 years. She's doing a fantastic job with our offenders inside as well as outside. The aim of the program is not only to teach offenders the skills of performing arts, but also a life skill process. These art programs are aimed in developing the person as an individual holistically by getting them to commit to something like doing art. Obviously, the trend of committing crime is very high in South Africa, and we do get offenders that come in and out of our centers on a regular basis. But this art program has proven that offenders that went out from this program on parole has not been in a position to come back to prison at all. They are maintaining themselves with their art, exhibiting and selling their art, making this art project a form of livelihood when they are outside. One of the other aims of our program that has been quite successful is the fact that we keep the offenders actively busy, creating a space for them, a safe haven inside the centers, where gangsterism and drug abuse are then limited to such an extent that offenders request to be transferred to art rooms where they can be together as a community doing their art. This obviously has got very nice trend to it, because the more offenders that you get in such a program, the more of them you can show rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is not easy, not in our correctional centers at all. We are overcrowded, and I think that is an international problem. But with the art program, we tend to free the mind of this overcrowded prisoner. We tend to give him a scenario whereby, although incarcerated, although locked up, he can still be free in his mind. He can still think outside of the box. You can imagine yourself, someone being incarcerated for 5 years, 10 years, the mindset of such a person, negative. But this art program really excelled the mindset of these guys. When you speak to them, you will tell that they've got more to talk about than only their prison lives.
My name is Joseph Bass. My life's not the same. This art program changes it forever. I served jail sentences as a habitual criminal for the last 40 years. In 2018, I got released and have to face the community. I'm staying in a gang-infested area, and now without studio space, I have to work outside, where shootings is the order of the day. Art empowered me so much that nowadays I walk away from any confrontation. It calms me down and I find it that it's very much therapeutic. But best of all, it makes me love myself again.
My name is Neil Naidu. I'm 43 years old. I spent the last 9.5 years in prison, and I'm an artist. Where I met Joseph Bass, my now good friend and mentor. Marieke taught us how to discipline ourselves in certain mediums. I'm trying to live a meaningful life, and I no longer see a life without art in it.
The reaction that we've had has been absolutely tremendous in the sense that it affects the prisoners. It also affects it really has an impact on, I believe, the contemporary art world, which in a sense also is challenged by prisoners that are largely uneducated artists that are now extending themselves within the contemporary art world. We are really extending and trying to reach beyond these social boundaries. And more has to do with, I think, prejudice that we all seem to carry with us as individuals. It's very interesting for me as well now that this exhibition particularly is launched at this specific space of time in South Africa where we are dealing with lockdown. There's a more acute probability for people to actually come to a possible understanding as to what our prisoners also are going through. And one tends to think back on the art centres during the apartheid years, started off by Larry Scully and Cecil Scottness that we all know of, the Polly Street Art Centres, the Rockstrift Art Centre, where platforms for the underprivileged in society to be able to establish themselves as artists. We are in need of finances to establish platforms and safe spaces for them in which to operate. Well, this has been a first experience for many of these guys, so they need a lot of encouragement, they need your support. We could actually initiate change, we could actually initiate transformation, and art then becomes this silent visual language where words seems to not be able to reach into those spaces in our human existence. There cannot be prejudice anymore. We cannot be satisfied with just being in our own safe spaces or our own spaces where we feel secure. We all of us in society, even in these lockdown periods, what is happening with our society is we are becoming disconnected. We are becoming estranged from each other. We need art. We need to support the arts and the artistic practice.